Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly. And as I speak to you, Israel is still at war. After the horrific terror attack by Hamas on October 7th, Israel responded with strikes against Gaza. As of recording, Israel has not deployed ground troops in Gaza, but there is a high probability that that will happen in the future. But what I want to talk about right now is something I alluded to previously, and that is the narratives when it comes to Israel being a conflict. Israel was attacked. Make no mistake about it. There is no ifs, there's no buts. Israeli civilians were murdered. They were burnt alive, raped, babies murdered. Israelis taken hostage, along with people of other nationalities, back to Gaza, and we have no idea of their condition. This was an atrocious act. It should have been condemned globally. There should be no but. It's disgusting. But that's exactly what we saw. We have seen people from college campuses to communities celebrating this awful massacre, celebrating what Hamas did. And what is really interesting, and this was highlighted this week, is how there is a double standard. With activists, with people on campuses, as abhorrent as it is, you can almost forgive it because that level of ignorance is not new on the college campus or amongst activism circles. But when you have international media requesting clarification when Israel talked about babies being killed and beheaded by Hamas, international media, world leaders demanded evidence, as if everything that Hamas had done and documented wasn't as gruesome, wasn't brutal enough. They demanded evidence that babies had been beheaded and murdered. Reluctantly, Israel did provide it, but they even said this was not the ideal situation. We didn't want to have to show images of dead babies to the media. Yet, when a hospital in Gaza was struck, within minutes, international media, members of Congress condemned Israel. World leaders condemned Israel for hitting this hospital. Subsequent investigations, within a matter of hours, we're not talking days or weeks or even 24 hours, within hours, showed that this hospital was hit by a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket. Yet why is it that the international media that struggles to call Hamas terrorists calls them militants? They are terrorists. They are barbarians. They massacre. They're like ISIS in so many ways. I think it's very clear to see that world media has a problem with the Jewish state. It has a problem with Israel defending itself. And we're seeing that narrative shift from a horrific terror attack on Israeli citizens to what is Israel's goal? Israel is killing civilians. Israel is committing genocide. All these huge words. You're probably seeing them all over the internet. Israel is committing genocide. Israel has been accused of genocide for a long time. The Palestinian population has grown since 1948. So if it is a genocide, it completely defies all normal parameters of what a genocide is. But people say these buzzwords. These pseudo-intellectuals, they spread these lies. And now, when Israel is in a fight to defend itself, when it is fighting a war that was forced upon it, and yes, the death of innocent civilians on any side is tragic, but this is because of Hamas. They started this war. They believed that they could butcher Jews and get away with it. It isn't 1939 anymore. Israel is a strong Jewish state, and it will defend itself and its people. We have a voice. We have to share the truth. And that is why CUFI on our social media channels is doing everything to get you the most up-to-date news, to get you the most up-to-date information, because we are engaged in a battle of two fronts. There is the war that Israel is fighting, and there is this battle of misinformation, which is happening on social media and is happening among the populace. And you have to play a part in ensuring that the misinformation, the lies, don't spread further than they already have. If ever there was a moment for Christians to stand up for Israel, if ever there was a moment to draw a line and go, this is where we are, this is that moment. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.